Hey everyone, and welcome back to HG Club Africa by Africans podcast, the show where we deep dive into the hustle, the heart, and the hustle behind the heart of African success stories. On the episode today, we'll be discussing how to go from survival to strategy, discussing the ways that people can thrive abroad and not just survive. I can guarantee you guys, you want to stick around for this one because it is very exciting, and we'll be talking about how to invest and grow your income exponentially. The guest today is Bola Omotosho, a financial expert and a YouTuber as well. So you guys might want to see his YouTube. Bolaji, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So Bolaji, a lot of our guests may not know all your background and beautiful story that you've told me. Could you please share a little bit more about yourself, why you went into investment, and what exactly made you try advising other people as well, especially Africans in diaspora?
Yeah, so my name is Bolaji Omotosho. That's my full name.
Okay.
That's what my dad calls me. So that's what I'm going to call myself. So yeah, I'm a young, I suppose, British Nigerian, if you want to call it that. So I lived in Lagos for a while.
Is that where you were born?
I was born in London.
Okay.
But we moved to Lagos at a very young age.
Okay.
And I lived there till I was 15, and then we came back to the UK. And even though, I was very well educated, and I had all these academic achievements, I never received was financial education. And I think that's the same for... I think that's true for most of us.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so in the British schools, you learn Pythagoras and you learn trigonometry and, the history of Henry VIII. But they don't teach you simple things like even writing a budget, for example.
And you never use those Pythagoras?
I mean, I still use it today, of course. You should see my kitchen. It's actually crazy because when I was a young man, I'm talking when I was in my early 20s, I was making a lot more money compared to most people.
Yeah.
But what I found was I was actually spending a lot more money also.
Okay.
Yeah, so is
the money through investment or just working at the time?
Working.
Okay.
Obviously, we were taught as Africans,
yes,
you must go to school and you must work. So I went to school, got decent degree, but I was also good at sales.
Yeah.
So I worked in sales. I sold things from insurance to machinery, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
So I was making, at the age of 19, I was making around £24,000.
Oh wow.
And this was how many years ago?
Money now, yeah.
And I didn't have any responsibilities. The money was all for me.
Yeah.
And then sometimes with commission work, that could easily be £5,000 a month.
Yeah. Wow.
So what did I do? Went out buying stuff. Went out, expensive clothes, nice apartments. This woman, that woman, all that. We're not going to get into that part.
So why did you now switch? What made you have that switch to go into?
Yeah, so two things happened really. So the first thing that happened was a very, very serious conversation with my brother and I.
Okay.
Because my brother works in finance as well. He's an accountant.
Yeah.
And he works for a very large company at the moment. And he just kind of like called attention to it, that what are you doing?
Yeah. Call you out basically.
Yeah. But what really turned it was when we went into the pandemic in 2020.
Yeah.
And I went from basically, at this point I was on serious money.
Yeah.
But a big chunk of that was actually based on my commission.
Yeah.
And my basic at this point was only 30k. I say only.
Yeah. Well, some people don't.
It's substantial.
Yeah.
But when furlough then hit, went from probably closing maybe more like 65 to 70k.
Yeah.
In total, down to 80% of 30k.
Wow.
So there was a massive drop off in earnings.
Yeah.
And that was the first time it really hit me that this working is not the way.
Yeah.
9 to 5 is good, but once that source of income is cut off like it was during pandemic, then you're basically on your own.
Yeah.
And the power of the establishment, shall we say, means that that could be cut off at any time.
Yeah.
You're basically one bad word away from being cut off.
And that exposes you to all sorts of risk.
Exactly. And then you can't pay the bills.
It's not like in Africa where there's family, supporting you and you can get someone to borrow you money easily. But here, everything is structured. If you're,
I mean, obviously, they have the surplus. So that was like the main thing that kind of woke me up.
Yeah.
Then the next step from that was when I then got my online login for my pension fund.
Okay.
We were growing up in the world. We had an online pension fund.
Okay.
So I logged in for the first time, and he said £30,000.
Oh wow.
And I thought, you know
all
what?
those years.
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Mm.
But then I looked again, but he said 30,000 projected. So that meant retirement. How much I would have.
It's 60K.
No, so it's basically saying that if you retired at retirement age, which is 67, age 67, I would have 30,000 at that point.
Are you kidding?
I completely misread it. So if you do the maths, say for example I work till 65, and then I'm expected to live till 85. Let's say, just making numbers up, 20 years. £30,000 is 1,500 a year.
That's really bad news.
That's poverty money. £1,500.
And this is something people don't think about.
You don't realize it.
You don't realize. You think you're putting money.
I'm putting my little £30 back. Yeah, every month.
What's gonna happen?
I was putting the minimum in. So every time there was a pension opportunity, I always signed up to it.
Yeah.
But not realizing
that
I wasn't putting anywhere near enough. Not even close.
Yeah.
So £30,000. I mean, even in a place like the north of England, where it's substantially cheaper than living in the south, £1,500 a month is still poverty money.
Yeah.
You realistically need maybe about 2,500 after tax.
Yeah.
£3,000 to live a decent life. So 1,500, that really shook me up. That's for the year.
Yeah.
So,
and then something quid.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be lucky.
Yeah.
So at this point, there was a conversation with my brother. There was COVID.
Yeah.
Furlough.
Yeah.
And then there was now this pension. So he then opened up 3 different areas of my brain. 1, I'm spending too much.
Yeah.
2, I'm not actually putting enough away.
For the future.
And 3, I was completely reliant on carrying on working.
Yeah.
So those
you have to work. That means you have to work till you die.
Till you die, exactly. And even when you die, you have to keep working because. So those 3 things kind of like really shook me up a bit, and it kind of knocked the sense I needed into my head. So what did I do? First thing I did, I got a job in finance, and this is kind of where a lot of my knowledge comes from. So at this point, I just typed in best job in the UK, best paying job in the UK. And he said sales. Okay, I already was in the sales industry, so I was already good at that. And then I put best sector for income in the UK. It said finance. So naturally, I went into the Google search and typed in sales jobs in finance.
Yeah.
And I got all these opportunities, and I started applying.
Yeah.
Considering I had no experience in finance, I had no training in finance, nothing.
So when you were successful, I assume, in getting into this, how did you gain knowledge to be able to do what you do in investment?
So that's kind of what I'm getting up to. Because a lot of the training I had in finance, so I went into foreign exchange. And truth be told, it was a torrid time for me. It was really hard because I came from more face-to-face sales, selling machinery, and where you can have real banter with your customers, you build a relationship, to 80 calls a day, 100 calls a day. And it's more of a numbers game. So my personality wasn't shining through. And also, when I sound different from the people I speak with, a lot of the people I spoke with were based in the south of England, and obviously with an African background. It seemed like it's not explicitly obvious, but you kind of read certain things. So when your name is Omobola Jomoto, it's a bit different from when you're John Smith. You understand? So the reception was a bit different, and yes, maybe I didn't do the best either. But the knowledge, because currency services, learning the training.
Do you think, based on your experience, there's something similar that's happening across the UK right now with Nigerians that that are in diaspora basically that
Yes.
just come over from Nigeria. Is there some financial pitfalls you think many of them are falling into without understanding finances very well? As you said at the beginning, we weren't taught that at school.
Yes,
Do you think
absolutely.
there's some pitfalls that making go for it? Tell us some about it and from your experience.
So the way the system is designed is for you to get paid, and then you pay the bills,
Yeah.
and then you're back to square one.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter where you're from. That's how it's designed.
Yes.
Okay, so the way to kind of like breach that is by almost turning the system on itself. So when you come from Nigeria, or you come from South Africa or wherever, the first thing you realize is that the structure is very different.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get into the 9 to 5, you earn money, you pay bills, and then you're back on the treadmill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, it's like a treadmill that's going absolutely nowhere.
Absolutely.
So those pitfalls are there, but also you find that they make credit very cheap for you in the UK. So you get things like Klarna, buy now, pay
It's
later.
almost like a trap.
It is a trap. There's no way around it. And you get like credit cards, and you get buy now, pay later, store cards. So these are little pitfalls that are there that people can easily step into. It's Christmas or it's the kid's birthday, and you want to treat them to a little something. Instead of shelling out £1,000 for, in one go, I'll just put it on a payment plan.
Yeah.
I'll just pay it back, £30 a month till it's
Yeah.
paid off. But what they're really playing on is one, making you buy something you don't actually have money for, you can't
I
afford.
did that a lot when I first came. Oh, there's sales. You run.
Yeah, you buy it.
There's sales every time.
Right. But what you're actually doing is you're borrowing for money from your future self.
Oh, that's fun.
So that £30 per month you're paying is coming out from your next month's wage and the
Yeah.
next month's wage. But what they're really, really hoping is that you actually default on one of these. And then you see the fine print that is actually 48% APR.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's free when you're within that time frame.
Yeah.
Well, it just takes your car breaking down.
Yeah.
It takes something drastic to go
Yeah.
wrong. And now you can't afford that payment.
Yeah.
And they're really licking their lips.
The heat
It's the
is
same.
hard.
Yeah, it's the same for credit cards. So all these
What does
little.
that 48% look like in real time? So if I borrowed, say, £1,000,
Yes,
and I'm paying back £50 every month,
yes.
and then I default. What's
So
the
now you
difference?
owe £1,480.
No way.
It's
I
48%.
think you're joking, obviously.
No, I'm being dead serious. So the moment you default, even by one day, the interest starts to pile on. So what was a nice £50 per month, which is money you probably won't even miss very much, has now become a big chunk of money wrapped around your neck. And guess what? It's compounding. So 1 month it goes from say £1,000
Yeah.
to 1,020.
Yeah.
Next month it's not going to go to 1,040. It's going to compound to 1,100. It's going to compound to 1,200, and then it's going to go back to 1,500. And before you know it, you're now wrapped up in this big bubble. I mean, I know stories of people who would literally get paid their wages,
Yeah.
clear off the credit card or the plan or whatever the plan is,
Yeah.
and then use that money to live off again. So they'll then use the same credit card to pay
Yeah.
their bills again.
Because they're trapped, basically.
Because they're trapped.
Yeah.
And those are simple things. There are others, but those are the most popular ones and the easiest ones that anyone can fall into.
Do you think things like mortgage, car finance, all those things, do they also?
Absolutely. I think the mortgage one I can almost forgive because you'll end up owning a property one day, hopefully.
Yeah.
But even so people tend to buy more than they can afford. When you go to your mortgage advisor, he's a salesperson.
Yeah.
It's what I was in the foreign exchange world.
Yeah.
My two objectives are to make you happy or seem happy, but also to make my employer happy. My employer is only happy
Yeah.
when he's making money.
Yeah.
And then I'm also incentivized because I get commission from that.
Yes.
So if you go to your mortgage advisor, it's not necessarily thinking, come on, Mr. Omotosho, you don't need a 5-bedroom house. Of
Yeah.
course you need a 5-bedroom house.
Yes.
In fact,
One for each of your kids, and you've got how the
what about when people come from back home and they want to stay?
Exactly. Yeah.
Where they're going to stay?
Yeah.
And that's how they're going to package it to you. So maybe you don't need all that house.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't need all that space.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't even need to live in the central of London.
Yeah.
Maybe Essex is not too bad.
Exactly.
And these are little things that can be done. Like my brother, when he went to buy, there was a property he was looking at in East London, which is not the nicest part of London,
Yeah.
and it was 1.2 million. And it was a normal standard house,
Yeah.
2 bedrooms.
Yeah.
And he's then moved outside of London into Hampshire, and is I think it was something like 595, which is still a lot of money,
Yeah.
but substantially less than what he was going to pay. And this is a 5-bedroom house with front garden, back garden, garage, everything.
What
What
do
he
you
was
think
never
that
going
kind
to
of money will get you, say, in the north of England?
Oh, you buy a palace, you'll have house helpers, you'll have a horse, you'll have
Maybe
people. It's a different economy.
Yeah.
In a place like, say, Leeds,
Yeah.
you can buy a 5-bedroom house for maybe 400 grand.
Exactly.
So you'll have a big chunk of
You
money
have
left.
2 rooms for
Yeah.
1 point.
Yeah. So for 1.2 million in the north, like,
Brick and mortar.
yeah, come on now. You buy a small town in Bradford. So it's completely different. So those kind of things are things that nobody warns you about. You come from Africa,
Yeah.
maybe you've even saved a bit of money,
Yeah.
but the exchange rates are already against you,
Yeah.
and you're already in a different type of system that's designed specifically against you.
Wow.